Might as well give it a, might as well hit the start streaming button now. While I finish up my random heroic, and people can judge me for my bad healing skills. How do you use a lane? I queued into this randomly earlier as a tank, and people were just being idiots. They were like, the healer was running ahead and pulling a bunch of trash, including the pardon me, including like all the sentries, which is fine with me as long as they can kill this or kill or snare the sentries, but they weren't. So, I told them, I'm like, if you can't handle the sentries, don't pull the trash, and they kept doing it, so I left. So I randomed again, and unfortunately I got this one again, but this time I get a heal and not care about the pulls. Because, like, my situation is, I get that heroics are easy, and they're a joke, and we could have handled the entire instance worth of trash, but I don't want to have to fight more trash than I need to. So let's go ahead and, oh, I haven't healed a single person in this run so far. I'm just doing shitty DPS instead of healing, by the way. But anyways, fine, I'll heal people. But that's how easy heroics are. It's like, I know they're easy, I just, on principle, I hate having to fight more stuff than I have to because they're bad at pulling. So that's how I've been doing here. And the thing is, the guy who was pulling all the shit, he couldn't handle it, and he was running like really far ahead to do it. So I was just like, all right, have fun, and I left. And I'm sure that they got another tank, and they did just fine. It just was like, I was having none of it. Especially because I still needed at the time to do a Mythic Plus on my alt for free essences tomorrow morning. So I was like, I got better shit to do than deal with people who can't wait 2 seconds. Or kill sentries. I wasn't even asking them to wait. I was just saying, hey, can't kill sentries, chill. Because I love the pull 'em all mentality. But you gotta be able to handle it. There's treasure to be had. I want the treasure. I'm gonna go get the treasure. You guys can fight. That's the best thing about being a healer, right? That's like what you get to do is just run off when everyone else is fighting and do your own damn shit. That's what all my healers tend to do. Oh, there's still one more. Fine, I'll pull. I will say that this tank is taking longer than he needs to between pulls. Like, when he has a chance, he just kind of stands around, so might as well just, you know, prod him ahead a little bit by pulling ourselves. And that's the other thing is, like, if people want to just pull like crazy on their own when I'm tanking, then kind of okay. But if I ask you to stop, then stop, kind of a thing. It's like the fact that I said something and they didn't stop was kind of what irritated me the most. I'm like trying to do my ret rotation, which is like muscle memory. It's like time to DPS. Ret rotation time. Okay, it's downstairs, whatever it is. Or upstairs, it's not downstairs. That's the word I was going for. Okay, gloves, potions, gloves. You see gloves and potions? Move, waiter. Goddamn waiter. See a book. Is that a potion? Yes, it's a potion. And a dark vest. Paladin hacks. That's all you gotta have for that event. I don't mind as long as the merchants and stuff aren't in the way, especially because sometimes it's like, I think Blizzard's definition of things like vest and cloak and stuff are a little bit loose, a little bit different than most players would say. Good job, team. Oh, good. Someone grabbed the keys. I always forget to grab the keys. Yeah, when you have a prop paladin, it's pretty easy because usually you only need 1 or 2 hints. When you have a demon hunter, it's even easier, obviously. Demon hunter hacks. Oh, only 795,000 DPS. Bummer. Oh, I got a Blood Hunter Scory. That loots. How to get out of this disgusting spec. Actually, I should probably go ret so that I can spend all those artifact power. And 5 bloods at that. What a great day. What a great day to be alive. All right. How do you not like that? All right, now we need our flask and rune. Oh, yeah, I've got like ret chosen as my spec. I'm like, that doesn't look like a tank trinket. It's because it's not. Oh, and I also need to see if there's a bacon quest. I'm not used to having to worry about that, but now that I'm making feasts, I do. All right. Under that. That. Cooking materials. Oh, fish. Can't forget the fish. Oh, that reminds me I have to do my Blingtron, but I'm not going to fall for that 5,000. Bummer. Bunch of crap. Howdy, Shiloh. Congratulations on Argus. I'm always like, it keeps taking me a second to remember the end of the boss's name. I'm like, I'm like, I guess saying congratulations on Antorus would have still technically been close enough. Okay, so let's see if I think she still has to do her cooking crafting. Oh, you went down to look at the sword? Isn't it cool? Like we were all like flying up to the top, and then there was a spot where like I was in my flying mount, but I was falling. Like I was like, I'm gonna die. Luckily I'm a paladin, so it didn't matter, but it's like there's some weird like zoning at the top of the sword. Not top, but as high as you can get. And then I don't know how much you flew around, but like if you fly up to the very north area where like there's a little camp on the map, there's a dead NPC there, and if you like go and talk to her, it's like this person's watch is at an end, and I'm like, oh, that's so sad. Where's my little Ragnaros? There it is. I'm always kind of tempted to stream our Tuesday night raid, but I don't know why, but I feel weird. Like, even if I ask permission, which I do, you know, I feel weird streaming other people playing and on Discord and everything like that. I mean, not so much the playing, but like them being on Discord and stuff. So. Oh, fatty bear steak's expensive right now. We need another bears behaving badly or whatever it's called world quest so I can get some cheap fatty bear steak. All right. Take off this fugly hat. Make sure that this is all sorted. It is. Okay. Next character. Yeah, I think that would get like that's the that's the other reason that I don't like really streaming in raids is because like even though it makes sense like okay, so you guys can hear me no matter what I say or do. I have to push a button for them to be able to hear. So it's like that makes sense to me, but I'm just so worried I'm going to screw it up. There was one time back when I was just recording videos to put on YouTube for gold making and stuff that I still, whenever I look back on this, it's just like, it makes me cringe so hard. A raid had finished. It had been like 2 hours since the raid finished. I didn't realize I hadn't left Discord yet. And this is back when I didn't have push to talk. I had just mic activity. And I started narrating this video, which, there's a lot of worse things I could have accidentally been doing on Discord than narrating a gold video that was going to be public anyway. But I just felt like one of my guild members in guild chats is like, Fade, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And it was just it was like an awkward moment. And every time I see that video pop up in my YouTube feed or something, I'm just like, oh my god. And then so that exact same person, I was hopping, like, we were about to start raiding, like, our alt raid. So I load up Discord and I immediately go into a channel where I recognize names, and it's him and like a few other people doing a Mythic Plus. I wasn't in my guild's Discord. I had selected his Discord, and now he just always talks about how I crash his Discord. So, all right. So I've got a pretty bad history of like Discord mishaps, so that's why I don't do it. Plus, half of my guild ends up watching the stream while we're in the raid anyway, which is kind of weird. And then, there was one time when we were progressing in heroic 25-man ICC. I was in charge of the A-bomb on Putricide. That was my job. And so, whenever there was raid chatter going on, like, it didn't matter to me, because I, like, unless it was A-bomb specific, it's, like, not my problem. So I would kind of check out. And, so we have raid discussion and stuff for a while, and then we start the poll, and we're maybe a minute into the poll, and Elith, by the way, is our raid leader's name, and I say, Elith, are you watching porn? I swear I can hear porn. And he's like, no, and everyone's like, I can't hear it, and I'm like, oh, and then I was just like, oh, that's from my computer, I'm so sorry, guys, and then we just, so it's like, I've got audio, just computer audio problems in general. So, yeah. Me and raid audio just does not go well. Okay, let's see here. I was a really good A-bomb driver, though. I'll tell you that, especially for the shitty computer I had. Oh, I forgot. I need to shuffle a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to do it on stream because it's the most boring thing to ever watch, but don't let me forget I need to make Warhide bindings and disenchant them because I am running very low on Leylight shards. I mean, I'm just going to send them over from Liquidate now, but I've only got like 2,000 Leylight shards and like 4,000 dust, so I'm low. Mixin gets these. And like when you do that, when you accidentally press a button and say goodbye to the wrong group, it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not like you said like, oh man, I hate my raid group, they're terrible. Oh shit, did I say that on Vet? It's like, there's nothing wrong with what you say, but just for me, the fact that I messed up at all just makes me just cringe so bad. I'm just like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. So, Mark of the Deadly. Okay. No alchemy to do? I did do a lot of alchemy this morning, but still, I'm surprised there's not more. Log out. By the way, little PTR 735 looks like the volatile water farm isn't working. Oh, it's a bummer. But yeah, I mean, so in the Blizzard Q&A, Reckles from Want to Buy Gold asked something in the Q&A, like, live at BlizzCon, and he basically asked if certain items were if that was going to change the worm ability, and the devs were like, it shouldn't. And the fact that they didn't give a good answer to that they weren't like, of course not, we're gonna make sure that doesn't happen. I was like, yeah, it's gonna happen. So I'm not surprised. It's unfortunate, but I'm not surprised. They're just trying to make us fish more. That's what they're doing. Good to know, though. I'll stock up on volatile water while I can. Let's visit Liquidate while we're on a loading screen. Uh, Oh wow, I had a lot of stuff on medium duration. Okay. I guess it has been approximately 10 hours since I last posted. Dr. Pepper, more than anything else, gives me the hiccups. Like, no other soda does it, but Dr. Pepper just... So, sorry for all the weird, like, noises. So, after yesterday's stream, when it was nice and early in the afternoon, I went for a walk outside. I went for a little day hike, like I promised I would. But I didn't go get soda, which is the other thing I said I was going to do. And I've decided, after I finish the Diet Dr. Pepper I have on hand, I'm going to see how long I can go without drinking a soda. I've done this a few times, and I'll go a couple months usually, just to prove that I can, that it doesn't have that big of a grip on me. But I'm expecting maybe 2 weeks this time. I think I might be able to last 2 weeks. But then it'll be Christmas, and I'll be on the road. But I got my water bottle back, so I actually cleaned it out and everything, so we should be all set. It's a very fancy schmancy hydro flask, so I am prepared to drink water. I just have to psych myself up for it. Alright, now then, back to this character. I've been like half-assed gearing my Blood Death Knight as my main alt, but I feel like I should do the Druid or the Monk to open up healing as well. A case of soda, my mom went to Sweden, asked her to buy a case of Widow. Are they at least similar? The Widowmaker and Monster Punch? I don't know. But it's that time of year in Sweden that you could have gotten, what's it called, Yule Mist or whatever? Should have done that. Actually, I've had that and I do not like it. But I feel like in a way that's kind of like a McRib. It's like you get it because you can and normally you can't, not because you actually enjoy it. No, they're not similar. Bummer. Yeah, every time when I was watching your stream and every time I heard a can open, I don't know if it was yours or like people that were broadcasting through your Discord, but every time I heard a can open, I'm like, oh man, I really should have got more soda. They, several years ago, wow, I'd say it's been almost 10 years now, Pepsi released something here called Holiday Pepsi, and it was basically Yulmust, and, it was terrible. And it did not go over well. In case you can't tell, we don't have it anymore because not many people liked it. See, I'm not a fan of beer, and a lot of people... So I have the taste buds of a child, I've decided, because I don't like coffee and I don't like beer. I just like soda and like sweet things, so... But then then I was like, how can you not like beer? And it's like, why? It's like, because there's a difference between liking beer and liking or liking drinking and liking getting drunk and stuff. It's like, I just don't like alcohol. I love being drunk. So I'll put up with a few shots to get drunk. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with the diet right now. There's a place down the street from me that just like it's a whole store and it just does craft beers, like local craft beers of all different kinds. I'm like, every time I see like, oh, they're doing a craft beer tasting and stuff, I'm like, it'd be cool if I liked beer, but I don't. Well, your girlfriend's got the right of it then. But she's not there, right? Didn't you say you're alone? Why are you alone? Like the rest of us. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Tailoring. That's what I need to do next. I love trade chat. Oh, you can see that one. Did you guys know that the average human body contains enough bones in it to construct an entire human skeleton? She left to the UK yesterday. Why is she there? Why would she be there when she could be in Norway? Did I get that right? I think I did. Yeah, admittedly, so I don't pay for my drinks, so it's really easy to upgrade to like liquor and stuff. Because I just go to a bar and I just look scared and confused until someone offers to buy me a drink, and that's how I get drunk. She probably just left because it was getting cold, huh? Let's see here. So is she typically stationed in the UK, if you will? When I say stationed, it makes it sound like she's in the military, which maybe she is. I don't know. Imbued silkweave is all I need. Good. I do not have a lot of... Actually, I'm getting some bloods on this character. I'm up to 13. Just rolling it. We're bathing in the blood, which doesn't sound bad at all. So this is one of the characters that I've been considering having as my second alt, like my main alt. Because I want a character that can do at least 2 things, preferably 3. So that's the only reason I'm kind of... the Blood Death Knight is the most geared alt I have right now. But they could all catch up pretty quick. So I could choose the Druid or the Monk. I'm just not sure. Well, hopefully she had or has, if still having, a safe trip. Oh, Jesus. So last night, I was doing my Sunday evening yoga, like you do. And someone from my cohort sent me a message, and they're like, "You want to go to the gym tomorrow?" I'm like, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, of course not. But then I'm like, no, you're trying to be more physically active and get fit again. So my body fat percentage has gone up like 12% in the past 2 years. I got to get it back down. I used to be an athlete. Now I'm just a WoW player. But anyways, so she asked me if I want to go to the gym, and at first I'm like, no, but then I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And then it didn't occur to me that that meant actually getting up in the morning and going to the gym. So I did that, and I'm so stiff and sore right now. I took it like, it was kind of funny. I'm like, it's totally like grad student life that it was 3 in the afternoon and I was taking a bubble bath and listening to Enya. Like, that's what I did this afternoon before the stream started. It was great. Yeah, I like Clix is the name of my Death Knight. Clix has always been my favorite alt. I just love like female night elves that dual wield, which is the other reason. Like, Lockbox isn't a bad choice, being my warrior. So like I love them. I just can't decide because I really like the idea of also being able to fill a healing spot if that's what we're missing. I need to play as Prot warrior on at level 110 for a little bit because I've every time I level, my warrior is always like one of the last things I level, but whenever I do, I'm like, this is so much fun. How could I have missed out on an entire expansion of this? And then it happens on repeat in the next expansion. Yeah, DKs typically out heal me in BGs, which makes me feel bad. But I always knew I was a bad tank, so there she is. I unlocked her unholy weapon last night, finally. So, also, now I have a color-coded set for all 3 specs, because my frost spec is a very nice blue set that I really enjoy. And then I've got a green set for my unholy. But I did do a Mythic 2. Ooh, fancy. Don't pace yourself there, Fade. But I did do a Mythic 2 on Clix so that I can get free Essence tomorrow in the box for Clix. And that should get her, between that and Emissary Caches, which I may be about to do, we'll see. That should give me enough to upgrade the 1 legendary she has. And she should be due for another legendary any minute now. So I think she should be... She's getting close to being ready to join in on Alt and Taurus, Alt Taurus. Yeah, we did our 15s right after, so we went back to finish Antaurus on our second raid night, and we had 2 hours left, so we split into groups and did 15s. And I'd never done a 15 before. The highest I'd done was a 13, so I was really nervous. But it went super duper clean. Like, it was like the next day I had a terrible Court of Stars on stream, and I was like, oh my god, this heroic Court of Stars is worse than my 15 Dark Heart Thicket. And it was. That was a terrible run. But anyways, yeah, it was really smooth. We got the timer, so I got my weapon skin. So yeah, 15 scare me too, though. This character actually needs a random for essences as well. And there was a relic, 1 or 2 relics that she doesn't need that one. There was a different frost relic. There it is. I think that's an item level upgrade, like a direct level item level upgrade off of one of her other frost relics. 875. Yes, it is. So we'll do that, whatever that was. Hopefully. Bummer. It's not going to be in High Mountain. That would have been a nice little double dip. I've never done Seed of the Triumvirate or Cathedral of the Eternal Light as a Mythic Plus period, because they came out kind of after I never quit, but like when I was moving cross country and stuff, I dialed back a lot and I never got back into it. And I've just avoided those dungeons since then. I did them once each for the quest and that's it. So, but I do feel like Seat would be a really obnoxious one to do on a Mythic Plus. I screw up that first boss constantly on like Heroic and Mythic 0. We always, I mean, with enough people in our guild who are capable of doing 15s together, and a lot of us do like hybrid classes or have lots of alts that are geared for it. I am obviously not one of the ones with alts that are geared for it, but I do play hybrid. But anyways, we have enough like versatility and keys running around that typically you don't have to do a shitty key. You might have to do a non-ideal key, but you don't have to do a terribly shitty one. Keep an eye on that call to arms. Get clicks her 5 essences from a random. Actually, I should ask guildies if they want to go. All right. Oh, it's this thing. Oh, good. Someone's already started it. I won't have to stand here forever. The Frost Death Knight. You don't see them very often. All right, and it Warforged. I'm like, it either Warforged or Titan Forged. Nice. Okay, so where'd my frost weapon go? Ta-da! I need a fire relic to just put into my unholy weapon since I have literally none. It was frost. Oh, that's probably better than the one I just used. Oh well. Say lovey. No one. Frost is still fun to play at. Yeah, I really like Frost is my, because like I mentioned, dual wielding female night elves are like my thing, especially if they can wear plate. So like that's why my unholy weapon was just unlocked now, while I had my Frost one all along, is because I prefer Frost from the visuals and the playstyle. It's just unfortunately apparently not as good. But I'm gonna be shitty no matter which one I choose, so might as well just kind of go with it. Okay, let's go up to High Mountain and do some emissary. I guess I'm closer to the Broken Shore at this point, and I can actually just kind of teleport there because I am a Death Knight. I don't really DPS on my DK anymore. Yeah. The only reason I really do Ret on Fade, like play a off spec on my main, is because we have so many tanks and I need to be able to at least function if I want to go to raid some nights. Because like last week when we did normal, like really arguably the only reason I was able to clear the whole thing with the guild is because the raid leader was out of town, and our raid leader plays a prop paladin. So it's like there's rarely space for me to tank, if you know what I mean. So so I kind of have to know how to play Ret if I expect to get spots. So I still have to DPS. There's a lot of these little Dark Corruptor guys. What else do we have to do here? Kill that guy? Okay, pull him in too. It's a party. Get some more people to join the party. Oh, it's the eyes. I'm like, I have no idea what's knocking me back so much, but it's fun and irritating at the same time. Yeah, when so that raid leader plays a prop paladin. We did a mythic 12 Vault of the Wardens, I think, a few weeks ago, and we both queued in. And or not queued in, but you know, we both walked in, and so we're like, who's gonna tank? And they're like, both of us. And so we did it as double prop paladin, and it worked really well. We got our timer and everything. So it was pretty fun. So and basically it's because he doesn't know how to function as Ret. I mean, I don't know how much he knows, but he certainly doesn't have the practice. And I'm not great either. So basically we're both like, we'll do more damage as prot than as Ret. So we're just gonna both stay prot. Plus my prot, because I built it to do world quests, not to do progression rating. My prot set is all like DPS oriented, so that also helps with regards to doing more DPS as prot than Ret. But I don't think that's really true anymore now that I'm finally putting AP into my Ashbringer. Before I just didn't have anything really going into it. One dude. Someone's not using the correct queuing way to do this. There we go. I realized since I started streaming that I touch my face a lot. I don't know why, but I just do. Oh, is it time to go? Okay. I'm the only person in a tank spec, so... Oh, that was just the rogue. The rogue's just getting antsy. Alright. Oh no. So, I get really bad frame rate sometimes. I was actually considering upgrading my video card, like, 2 days ago. I have some memory issues, so I needed to buy more RAM, so I'm upgrading it from 8 to 16 gigs. And I was thinking, at the same time I could upgrade my video card. Oh my! Oh my! It's from a 1050. Yeah, a 1050 Ti to a 1070 Ti, I think was my plan. But that was like $500, and I don't have $500 to be spending on top of $180 on RAM. I don't know why I said that like that. RAM. Oh, just like preemptive cocoon. Okay. I'll stand in what I want. Because I am in a cocoon. I don't even know what the cocoon does. I just know that I never died in one. What is this? 905 gloves. Ah, it's a nice little design, like nice little model though. And a nice little chaos crystal too. All right. I will actually be kind of surprised if I don't get a legendary on this character tonight because she is due. That's one benefit of having not played my alts very much, is that each one only has like a max of 2, usually 1 legendary to upgrade. What am I doing here? Slaying spirits. Okay. Oh wow, that was... Really? I just like one-shot that thing? Don't know how that happened. Okay, apparently the broken souls have like no health. Let's see. 1 million? Huh. I guess that's more than the 2.5 million their buddies have. Yeah, it's just like one-shotting them with that. I approve. Oh, 13, 14, 15. Death grip is my favorite thing in the world. All tanks should have it. I just wish I could just like cherry pick abilities from every tank that I have. And I'd make a tank with, it's all like mobility and pull mechanic stuff. That's basically it, is what I'd take, is I'd get a like ranged interrupt, like Avengers Shield, especially if they made it like it used to and it would interrupt all 3. So ranged interrupt, charge, death grip, just a lot of like location based stuff. And Ardent Defender. Everyone gets Ardent Defender because I need a button that lets me not pay as much attention. Do I have anything that's going to be easier? Let's just do this. Hmm. Yeah, I mess up my taunts a lot. It would be nice to have a little bit of a backup. Where's this? There she is. The thing I don't like about Death Knights, other than obviously that they don't have a healing spec. Not that I like healing all that much anyway. But like I love being able to place my consecrate wherever I want, i.e. Death and Decay. What I don't like is I feel like I have significantly fewer on-demand cooldowns. As far as, because Paladin, it's like, I'm not going to get their names right, probably, but I've got Guardian of Ancient Kings, I've got an Ardent Defender, I've got other stuff. Yeah, that other stuff, that's there, too. That's involved. It's up in the mix. I don't remember what I have, but I feel like I have a lot more buttons to use when things are going badly. I will say I do love being a night elf. Death Knights definitely do need more mobility though. That's what kills me is the lack of mobility. It's like, yeah, you can bring stuff to you, which is nice. But ooh, I'm honored with armies of Legion Fall. So you can bring stuff to you, so you don't need it that bad, but just I mean with Fate I can just go forever. Like 2 sprints on half a cooldown, you know, on has its cooldown reduced by half. Then I've got engineering boots, and I run the like my base movement speed on Fate is like 153%. So it like Death Knights just feel like they can't move around quite enough for my liking. All right, who's taking this? Here we go. No, that's not what I wanted, but I might as well hit complete quest. That's not a legendary. All right, High Mountain. And that's the thing is I get my Divine Steed back so fast that like, oh, this is going to happen again in 30 seconds. Whatever, I'll be fine. While Wraith Walk, it's like, yeah, it lasts a long time. But usually you don't need it. You don't need that kind of thing to last. You just need it to come back fast. So it's like, oh yeah, I think that's what you were doing when I brought up the whole, oh man, I don't know if I can deal with this mobility in chat. It's like I need that ability to just, I need to get out of here now. And plus with the way that the paladin specs, I don't know if you've looked at it, but with Divine Steed, if you spec properly, it also turns it into a damage reduction cooldown and you take 20% less damage while Divine Steed is up. So you can literally use it and just stand there and get 20% damage reduction out of it. So it's like, I love it. I always forget to do that, but I could if I wanted to, and that's what matters. Do you have better legend? I mean, I guess technically even I have better legendaries to choose from, but it's like the quality of life is such a like I almost never trade those out. I do have a set for like raid boss tanking, where I'm just gonna be standing there like Varmithras or something like that. Varamothras. It only took me a couple tries this time, but for the most part, I usually run with the boots. Get it? Run with the boots because they're so fast. Howdy, Saborium. How are you doing tonight? See, then you just get a whole round, you get a whole little gaggle of priests to just life grip you wherever you want to be. Or just rock a swap blaster and be like, I'd rather be there. You're gonna be here now. Oh, welcome home from work. So Demon Hunter Twink, that'd be the people who like lock at 101 and have all the BOEs, right? I saw Umran's video about that early in the expansion, and the concept is just fascinating to me. It's not something that I want to do, but it's just, it looks really neat. Oh yeah, the 1000. Yeah. I guess you have to buy a new legendary every time they upgrade the item level, don't you? Or craft a new one, I guess. But somehow you have to get your hands on another one. All right. Which quest shall we do? We'll do that wanted, that one, and flying. It's a bummer. Are twink boosts like an efficient way to level? I've never really looked. Because yeah, that's exactly what I do. Is I just use heirlooms plus invasions. I do need to pick my next alt to level at some point. I'll pick it after finals, or right before finals, I guess. Yeah, and the cool thing, like, I didn't notice this until after, like, my warrior hit 110. But the cool thing about doing it from invasions is you're also getting those, order hall resources. So when you do hit, 110, you can actually do shit with your order hall instead of just being, like, completely gimped because you didn't get any of the resources that you should have gotten while leveling. Which, yeah, I guess you could go do world quests at 110, but still, it's nice to hit 110 and have, like, 6,000 just saved up. Can you tell that sometimes I forget which key is Death and Decay and which key is Blood Boil? Because I totally do. I miss Argus. Now, like, when I looked up on Fade and Argus wasn't in the sky anymore, I was sad. It's a pretty cool little skybox. AC models, the whole point of a split. Oh, Wintervale's coming. Yep, now there's a little star. Oh man, as soon as I did that little star, I'm like, I haven't played Dead Space in a long time. I love Dead Space. That might be, so between my last final and the time that I go cross country again for Christmas, I'll have like 2 weeks. And I kind of want to have like a horror game, like, marathon. That's the word I'm thinking of. Wait. Oh, okay, I did complete it. A little horror game marathon. I love horror games. It's the ghost of Varian Past. It's a very Christmas Carol. What I'm interested in is if they're going to change anything regarding the fact that the reindeer's named Metzen and Metzen doesn't work there anymore. Are we going to get like a Metzen Jr. or something more Morheim themed? I love survival horror so much. It's not the same watching other people play them, though. I was watching someone do... What were they playing? I have it, but I've never played it. It's one of the ones that I collect to play later and never get around to. The Evil Within, that's what it was. I was watching someone play it, and I was like, meh. But then when I play those sorts of games, I'm like, ooh. I don't get super scared, but I enjoy the ambiance, you know? Dead Space was a great one when it comes to more action-y ones. But I like that. I guess I feel like I don't think anything will ever be as close to my heart as the Fatal Frame series. There are other really great games, but it's just, they're not going to be quite the same. Not because Fatal Frame is necessarily the scariest, but it was because the one that I enjoyed and felt like was the coolest. And as far as which ones were the scariest for me, though, I'd have to say maybe Penumbra. But yes, Fatal Frame was great. I was so sad when they stopped importing and like translating and importing them after 3. And someone said that if you get a Wii, you can get like, you can buy the Japanese copy of Fatal Frame 4 and download like through the Wii some sort of fan patch that will give you subtitles or something, but it's not the same. Trying to remember what that, there was a movie, I think it was called Stay Alive. That's based on horror video games, basically. Yeah, Stay Alive. There it is. I saw that in theaters. I am old. But anyways, oh no! This isn't fair! Okay, good. It didn't kill me. Okay. I did not even want to do this quest. I just wanted to get up further up north. Anyways, at the very beginning of the movie, someone's trying out something. I can't remember if it was just a game or if it was like they were doing like an early VR thing. But anyways, they were, or if they were watching a movie. But someone's like, "Man, this is the scariest shit since Fatal Frame." And right in the theaters, right before he said that, I turned. I'm like, "Looks like Fatal Frame." And then he said that, and I'm like, "Ha! I knew it." Good night, Yuzelane. And then, so Shiloh and anyone else who likes horror games, do you guys watch Black Mirror? New season coming very, very soon. I'm so excited. But the video game episode of that, I can't wait until we have technology like that. You know, as long as it doesn't kill you. But, yeah. I loved that episode, the video game episode of Black Mirror, and I want that game that he was playing so bad. They keep putting up new posters of the new episodes on the subreddit, so and I know that the trailers are coming out, so I'm super excited about the new season when it finally starts. Ah, how do you like that, Mr. Horde Guy? I did not mean to go swoop in and tag that from you, but I did, and it amuses me that it happened. I hope he knows that I only did it because I'm jealous that he gets to be Horde and I don't. This isn't the funny thing. I'm so much on autopilot that this isn't even the world quest I came up here intending to do. But it's like, oh, I already started it. Now I'm just thinking about horror games. So, okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys, like, why I like Fatal Frame so much. And whenever I tell people this story, I feel really stupid. But it's true. It's all 100% true. But I still feel stupid when I say it. So, first off, very basic rundown of Fatal Frame for people who haven't played it. In the first game, you go to a haunted house to try and find your brother. In the second game, you play a different character. You're one of a pair of twins. Actually, I think you play as each twin at different times. But basically, you mostly play the main twin. And you go into a lost village. So you're in like a whole village, but it has one major house. And then in Fatal Frame 3, you play a third woman who this first woman works for and is like a cousin of the second girl's twin set. Anyways, and she is going to a place in her dreams called the Manor of Sleep, which does overlap a little bit with the village and the house from the previous games. Anyways, bottom line, haunted houses. The second one was the first one I played. I didn't go back into the first one until after the second one. The second one was my I was gonna say the second one was my favorite. Actually, I think the third was my favorite. Anyway, so here's why I love them so much, though. So, like I said, the second one was the first one I played. And there is a part in the game where you... Here, actually... Hold on now. Okay. So, there's a part in the game where there's a room, and, like, a bunch of people got fucking murdered in this room. Fireplace here in the center. And then there's a walkway around the outer area. There's a closet right here. And then the entrance, so there's here, There's a closet door, which slides because it's Japan. And then there's another exit here. And these things aren't walls. They're like a little step up, and there are some like screens, but it's not a legit wall. And so you start by coming in this door, and you go all the way, you know, you can hang out in the room as much as you want. You go out, you go find some film and stuff for your camera. Then you have to come back. And when you come back, the Kusabi, which I don't know if you guys noticed, the name of my level 60 rogue twink is Kusabi, but the rope man is there trying to attack you, and if he touches you, you're dead. So the strategy for this room is to hide in the closet until he goes away, but as soon as you go into the closet, there's a ghost. And it's not like a one that's gonna hurt you, it's one of the ones you collect because it's Pokemon Go for adults. But anyways, not Pokemon Go, Pokemon Snap. Anyways, but anyways, there's a jump scare in that closet, and then you can leave. So this room is a very cool part of the game. Yes, everyone remembers this room, it's so good. Yeah, the third one was a good one. So I was playing through this game, and I was like, I've played this game before or something. I know this so well. And then it wasn't until like a few months later I was going back. I used to journal all of my dreams, and I actually had recorded a journal complete with a drawing of the top-down view of this room of a dream I'd had in which I was chased by a serial killer who chased me, you know, through this room in the same way as the game, and I had to go into the closet to hide from him, but there was a dead body in there, a la Ghost, and that's where I woke up. Except I'd done this I journaled this like years before the game came out, right? So I was like, ooh, creepy, this is so cool, I love this game. So then I kept playing the series, I loved it. No, nothing really of interest with the first game, but the third game. So that happened. So then the third game, a couple years later, I'm playing the third game, and I'm just wandering around in this house, and the pause screen, or like basically when you're in your inventory kind of area, you can see a map of the entire area, which is this entire huge manor of sleep. And I go into a room which is a projector room. So there's like an old-timey projector projecting onto a screen, and if you go behind the screen, there's a stone mirror, which is kind of like your health potions and stuff like that. So you go down there, and there's a stone mirror and some other stuff, and then if you go into this weird little alcove behind the projector, not behind the screen, but behind the projector, there's like supplies and stuff like that. And I didn't think anything of it at all. And then I finally, I'm in the room at one point, and I actually open up my inventory. So I actually see the map of the room, and I'm like, oh my God. And so I immediately went into my other room, and I pulled out, I was in drafting, like designing houses and stuff when I was in high school. And our job was to design our dream house, manor of sleep, dream house, was to design our dream house, but there were some requirements that we had to include just for the purpose of the project. So we had to include like a pool and a home theater and other like little special rooms and stuff like that. And I realized that I had actually designed the entire section of that house was the same as the house that I designed when I was a freshman in high school. So that series will so that adds like an underlying level of creepiness to me for that series, which I know is so goofy. It's like, if anyone else told me that story, I'd just like roll my eyes at them. But it increases my love for that game series so much more that two creepy things happen to me with that game series. So there you go. That's why I love Fatal Frame so much. And they're honestly just really good games. It's kind of an interesting thing as far as psychology of horror games, since you pretty much always play a woman who is technically defenseless because the camera, I mean, it's a camera, it's not a gun. So it's like, it hits on a lot of aspects of like horror game psychology, and that they give you a protagonist that you would typically want to protect. And then you have no real way to fight back. You can only observe, things like that. All right, no legendary yet. And I'm still not being called to arms, I guess is the better way to put that. All right, liquidate. I always think that Deathgate's gonna automatically port me, so I'll like cast Deathgate, and then I'll just like go to the other monitor and do stuff, and then I'll look back and I'm like, why am I still exactly where I was standing, and the gate's already despawned and stuff. just blows my mind that it doesn't auto port me. Okay. I think she had some stuff she needed to craft jewel crafting wise. I'm not going to do a panther, which I know is on my to-do list. But I will do the gems themselves. Did Switch jack up the price on bits? I don't know. I don't know how much they usually were. I think that they were doing some sort of a sale for a while. I don't know if maybe they were a sale price and now they're normal price. I don't know. Hi, Inflicted. Are you ready for Antorus tomorrow, Inflicted? Are you coming to Antorus? Get ready. It's happening. We're expecting you to be there. We need a warrior. I was gonna say we need like a Fury warrior or something, but I have no idea what your spec is. I figure if people actually if people show up and pay attention instead of dicking around too much, we should be able to clear Antorus tomorrow night. Should be a one-nighter. The way that I would like to play it will be a one-nighter, but the way that everyone in general kind of ends up playing when we're in a group, it might be a two-nighter, but I don't think we're going to do two. We never do two for our normal runs. If we don't clear it, then, oh, too bad. We're not finishing tonight, or, we're not finishing this week. So hopefully that doesn't happen. The fact that there's special legendaries that only come from the last boss, I think will keep people wanting to clear it for a while. Of course, whether or not, but then if we get to Kingaroth or whatever and we don't have any more time, they might just clear it without me later in the week, and that would make me sad. You better be home in time. Alright. I guess I did start the stream 20 minutes early today, or maybe 10, but it was early. I'm like, this stream's going by really slow. Not in a bad way, but just wow, it's only 7. Where does the purple Spirehawk drop? I'm going to guess it has something to do with the Spires of Arok, but I don't know because that's definitely a Warlords of Draenor mount. I'm going to guess. Purple Spirehawk. I see a solar one. I just see lots of info about the solar Spirehawk. I don't know anything about the purple. Maybe it's a meta. Oh yeah, you're right. I know what you mean. It drops, I want to say, I totally know what you're talking about now. I want to say Ian, no, it's not ENR. But maybe it is ENR and I've just lied to us. Let's check ENR. Not Argus. I'm trying to think of which one, maybe the Hunter, no. I'm trying to think of which one would be a normal one, like a logical guy to drop a mount. I mean, obviously the Fellhounds, but... Violet Spellwing. Taught by Kieran Tor Summoning Crystal. Reward from Blood of a Titan. The Blood of Argus the Unmaker. So I think that it's probably something that drops from Argus, maybe? Drops from Argus the Unmaker on heroic difficulty in Antorus the Burning Throne. After completing the quest, you will get your own vote. So you have to kill heroic Argus. I don't know if it's a 100% or if it's like a maybe thing. All right, come on, rank 3 Warhide Bindings. Rank 3 Warhide Bindings. Where you at? You ain't here. Bummer. My guild typically will carry us casuals through heroic near the end of a tier. So I gotta kill heroic, kill Jaden twice. Before this tier. So if it's a 100% drop rate, I might get it eventually. But if it's a low drop rate, probably not. Okay, and the mask. Oh yeah, that takes like gems and stuff when I'm such a lowbie. So no thank you. The other reason I'm kind of tempted to make this guy my second alt is just so I could be a gnome. There we go, I had to buy them directly from Amazon to get them at the old price. Well, I did not even know that was possible, but I'm glad you figured it out. Cheers for bits and bits for cheers. Thank you. And now I know the secret. So when people are like, please, Spade, let me give you money. How do I do it? I can tell them that. Because that happens to me a lot. People just come up to me on the street and they're like, please, I need to give you money. What I need to do is get up over 100 so Twitch will actually give me money instead of just hold it and say, wouldn't you like to have this? Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to do all of my alchemy. So let's start from the bottom. Start from the bottom, now we're here. All right, let's see here. See ya, not like that. Nice seeing ya. And see ya, Shiloh. I didn't see that as well. It was nice seeing you. Congrats again on finishing up Antorus. Speaking of creepy people on the street, no, don't worry, I don't have a horror story. But anyways, I was taking the trash out the other day, and the place where you take trash out in my apartment, like the rest of the apartment complex is all really well lit and stuff, but the trash, if you go back by the trash compactor where there's this hole in a brick wall that you throw it into to get to the trash compactor, and it's kind of this like creepy little shed area. And it was like 8 at night, so it was early, but it was dark. And a girl was walking in front of me. Like, when I say girl, I mean, I'd guess she was somewhere between 18 and 22. And she was on her phone, I could tell. And she had a little dog with her. And she was obviously taking her trash out, so was I. So I knew that I was going to walk into this creepy area right behind her, and she did not see or hear me. And I was so torn. I'm like, I should say something so that she's not startled. But what do I say in order to not startle her? And also, might I add, that dog is a terrible dog if it didn't alert her to someone sneaking up behind her, essentially. But anyways, so So she does eventually. I should also clarify what I was wearing. Now, keep in mind, I'm 5'2", so I'm not that tall or intimidating. But I was wearing like this, like I was wearing black leggings and a really big black jacket, and I had like a bag in my hand, obviously. And I'm like, if you just saw me in silhouette, I would look like a short but creepy serial killer. And so but anyway, she turns around and she sees me and she just screams. I'm like, no, 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 I'm so sorry. As soon as she realizes that I wasn't a serial killer, she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, I know, I'm so sorry too. I just didn't know what to do. And like, oh, I felt so bad. Let's see here. Ooh, a proc. Only a twofer though. All right. Like my thing is, she had a dog with her. Like, if the dog didn't even acknowledge that I was coming up to her. Like, and I'm not like I wasn't like 30 yards back. I was like 10 feet away from her by the time she noticed me. So it's like, what kind of shitty dog doesn't alert its owner that there's a stranger coming up? Even if it's to sniff and say hello, please pet me. It's like, at least that's something. One of the people I usually trade battle net balance for money is like trying to make a deal, and I'm like, I'm busy, I'm in the stream. He's like, well, just send me your PayPal. I'm like, we haven't agreed to any deals yet. I don't know if this is a good idea. Ah, got something in my eye. All right. This rogue has literally never been played. She exists only to. I created her back when you got a free level 90 character, like when Boost first came out, and then I'm that's where she's still at. And someday I'll boost her to 100, and then I'll have to play her, and it'll be sad day because I'll be like, I have no idea what I'm doing. No proc. I told this guy I'm streaming, I'm busy, and he's like, "Well, just do. Well, I'm gonna send you a Reddit message, and you just respond to the Reddit message then." And I'm like, I don't have time to respond to Reddit messages either. God, I hate people. Is this really something you want to be saying on Twitch? Hey, Blizzard has no business in who I gift things to and what gifts they may give me in return. To be honest, at the end of the day, they're making. Well, I was gonna say they're making money, but they're lowering inflation. They are in a roundabout way making money because if I buy tokens, more people will buy tokens from them. But no, I've always kind of figured that if I got banned for whatever reason, I don't break the terms of service. But if for whatever reason Blizzard saw some sort of gray area and felt differently than I did, and I got banned, I'm like, that'd be really unfortunate. But it would just probably get me to quit playing WoW finally. Like, Luniar has a character in my bank guild where I deposit all my gold down to like 10,000 gold every day into that guild bank, so that if anything should ever happen, someone can access my gold. So. All right. I like my warlock or my warriors set. I know that it's just the little like Argus set, but it goes pretty well with the twin blade of the Phoenix, and it looks good. Like it. Oh. The eye strain is becoming a bit much. I might say, hey, the stream started early, so it's allowed to end early too, but we'll find out. Especially because I am going to look at possibly streaming in Taurus tomorrow night, as long as everyone who's in the raid is cool with it, which they typically are. So that would be kind of fun, right? Watching me tank Taurus. I'm presuming I would tank, but that's not guaranteed now that Elith is back in town. Thrin. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be doing those too. I tentatived it, so if I don't show up, then I technically never said I would. I would like to get that gear set stuff. It's just, I don't know, some days just seem so long. I was like, yeah, earlier today I was like, all right, should be about time for the stream to start, and I look at the clock and it's like 3:30 in the afternoon, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to wait like 2.5 hours for the stream to even start. Yeah, it's a good insurance to have some other account, whether that be another person or another account of your own, just able to access your guilds just in case. And mine, he can't even access, like Illunar, even though I'm sure he wouldn't take stuff, it's like he actually can't take stuff. He will only be able to take stuff if I'm offline for like, what is it, 30 days or 60 days? So I'm fine with it. Yeah, I did think about that I didn't have to wait, but I was also really tired, so I was thinking, I'm gonna take a nap. But then I was like, I'm gonna take a bath instead, and that actually did wake me up quite a bit. Obviously not quite enough, but... Alright. Look at all that ghost iron and trillium. Delicious. Oh, actually, while we're looking at that ghost iron and trillium, let's see what's in his bank. I feel like he has some. And like I mentioned, for those of you who didn't join the stream until late, I kind of got suckered into going to the gym early today when that's not normally my thing. So I'm having a bit of a weird day for scheduling and such. Mail it to me. But I need it. I need it to make living steel. And Mixon is an alchemist. All right. If Mixon can get a 2 proc, no. Yeah, if she can get a 2 proc, then we'll be up to 30 living steel. Has everyone been watching Vikings? I'm going to say it every stream until someone's willing to talk about Vikings with me. And then we're going to have a spoilerific Vikings discussion. Is Pyrium not more profitable for you? Pyrium. Oh, are you talking about transmutes? I do this because I'm making Panthers and Sky Golems. I actually haven't looked at Pyrite at all. It could be more profitable for all I know. I just haven't really looked at it. If you need incentive to watch, Catherine Winnick, who plays Lagertha. All right, so here we go. Here's a little bit of a spoiler for the season premiere for this season. I'm giving you guys a second to mute it if you want. I'll hold up my hands when I'm done giving the spoiler. In the first episode of this season, a man tries to offer himself as in a partnership with Lagertha, and she's not having any of it. And in order to show I'm not having any of this, she basically wishes to imply to him, I can take what I want, and she rapes him. It's hot. Okay, there we go. There we go. Spoiler done. And then her girlfriend gets kidnapped. Oops, sorry. Second spoiler. You don't know who I was talking about though, so everything's fine. Let's see here. I'm gonna come on. 3 pyrium from pyrium bar. But you'd get 3 instead of 1. I will definitely take that into consideration. I could see that. The problem, though, the only issue I have, which I'm not saying is an actual issue, this is a me issue, is that since I can't make the mount, I would necessarily be selling the bars to people who can make the mount. And so I can't get that extra boost of profit by just getting cheap materials for a mount. While with the living steel, everything I can do with living steel, I can do myself. So in the grand scheme of things, though, I guess if I can, if I sell it comes down to how fast pyrium sells. Really, that's all it comes down to. Because if pyrium sells fast enough, then I can just buy living steel for my own purposes for making mounts and stuff. So I will look into that, crunch some numbers a little bit later, because I see what you're talking about, and I think you're probably right. Just gotta double check it, basically. Yeah, that's pretty much how I felt inflicted when I watched it. I'm like, go on. So right now in Kattegat, which is like the Viking town, that like the Viking capital, if you will, like they'd zoom in on or they'd open up on a scene, and it's just like 4 women sitting around a table, and I'm like, go on. So I like I'm hesitant to say anything because I might spoil way too much. I don't want to tell you like who's who and stuff like that, and how in what context they're sitting there. Who knows? Maybe they're in prison. Maybe they're in charge. Who knows? You don't know until you watch the show. You're gonna have to watch the show. But yeah, it's like I won't say it's the best show on television. Like if you're gonna choose one show that I talk about to watch Black Mirror before you watch Vikings. But Vikings is really good, and I want someone to talk to about it. But Black Mirror is, I think, more worth a watch. But it's also one that is kind of off-putting for people, especially if they start with episode 1. If you're easily put off from a show, don't start with episode 1 of Black Mirror. Start with episode 2. Go back and watch episode 1 after you're used to what the series is all about. Kind of sale prices you get on golems. Let me look up some stats here. Right now they're going for 70,000 gold on my server. Let's see here. Oh, I don't have my sale info because I did a fresh reinstall of TSM like 3 weeks ago and like wiped everything. But 75,000 is usually what I'd get. I don't know, I haven't made one in so long since I've been making Panthers. The Panthers seem to move faster. I think it's because their individual price tags are lower, and because there's not as much competition, because people aren't like, ooh, that's the hot new thing. So I've been using my steel for that. Okay, and so on that note, let's make a peculiar energy source. All right, done. Okay. All right, so speaking of that early stream endpoint, this is going to be it. So I know I'm ending early, but theoretically we're going to stream tomorrow night so I can stream some Raid. And I just want to go to sleep early. Like, I'm going to go to sleep at 7:30, like the old lady that I am. So thank you so much for hanging out, guys. It was nice to talk to you guys. I hope to talk to you again very shortly. For now, I'm going to go lay down in that comfy looking bed. So good night, all.